Welcome to Nisreen's Art World. I'm a dancer and a visual artist with a background in graphic art and psychology. In this podcast, I'll be exploring a variety of topics, from book reviews to dance analysis, through an artistic lens. I hope you enjoy the journey. Hello, this is Nisreen. Welcome to the 12th episode of Season 2 of my podcast. It's lovely to speak with you again. The other day, I visited New York City for the first time in my life. Though it was a short stay, the intense energy of this multicultural city truly overwhelmed me. Among the highlights, there was one that stood out. Visiting one of the city's most famous cultural landmarks, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. With its astounding collection of 1.5 million works, it was, of course, impossible to take everything in a single day. However, there was one painting in particular that seized my attention. The Rape of Tamar by Eustache Le Sueur, a French artist. The piece depicts a harrowing story from the Old Testament in which Ammon, the eldest son of King David, becomes consumed with desire for his half-sister Tamar and commits a terrible act of violence against her. As heartbreaking as the theme is, I was mesmerised by the technical finesse of this artwork. It even inspired me to create my own fan art for this episode's thumbnail. In today's episode, I will break down what makes this painting such a remarkable example of the power of art. 1. Organic composition. The composition of The Rape of Tamar is carefully calculated to guide the viewer's eye through the story. From the incident itself to the reaction of bystanders, each element contributes to a visual narrative. Notice the diagonal line created by the motifs in this piece. Starting with a picture in the bottom right, our gaze is drawn upward to the draped cloth around Tamar and Ammon. This leads to the upper left corner of the painting, where we see the shadow crossing the column and the fleeing servant. What impressed me most was how the balance feels organic yet deliberate. For example, the red canopy of the bed ends slightly short of the painting's edge. This slight offset creates a sense of grace and subtlety in this composition. 2. Effective colors. The dominant color in this piece is a deep red of the canopy, representing desire, danger, and alarm, perfectly capturing the horror Tamar faces. The brightest element, however, Tamar's pearly white skin. Light falls particularly on her chest, drawing the viewer's attention and symbolizing her innocence. The contrast between her purity and the red danger surrounding her is striking. Ammon's clothing features a similar color tone to Tamar's skin, but with a yellowish hue distinguishing him. Meanwhile, Tamar's blue drapery adds a cold, somber accent to the scene. Interestingly, this blue hue reappears in the fleeing servant's attire, visually connecting the characters and emphasizing the emotional distance between the innocent and the aggressor. This combination of delicate harmony and theatrical styling is a hallmark of Le Sueur's artwork. Compared to the dramatic, high-contrast works of Baroque artists like Caravaggio or Velázquez, Le Sueur's approach feels quintessentially French, restrained and elegant. 3. Symbolic use of motifs. The painting's attention to detail is also typical of 17th century religious art. For instance, there's a red thread dropped on the floor, suggesting that Tamar, or perhaps a servant, was interrupted while knitting. This small detail symbolizes abrupt disruption of peace and creativity by Ammon's violence. Additionally, notice the two pictures on the floor. One lies overturned under Tamar's feet, spilling its water, while the other stands upright near Ammon. This asymmetry underscores the imbalance and devastation of the moment, further guiding our eyes through the unfolding tragedy. Finally, 4. A tragic backstory. In 2020, the New York Times published an article revealing the painting's history, one as tragic as its subject matter. Court records suggest that this piece, acquired by the Met in 1984, was once owned by Siegfried Aram, a Jewish art dealer who fled Germany in 1933 during Hitler's rise to power. According to the records, Aram was forced to sell his home for far less than its value to a German businessman named Oskar Sommer, who allegedly took possession of Aram's art collection. For over a decade after the war, Aram fought unsuccessfully to reclaim his painting. The parallels between the painting's story of power and domination and the real-life persecution endured by Aram are chilling. Learning this history adds another layer of meaning to the Rape of Tamar, making it even more poignant. Overall, the Rape of Tamar is a perfect example of art's ability to convey deep human drama. Through its technical mastery and symbolic storytelling, it resonates across time and place, reminding us of the enduring relevance of these themes. How did you find today's episode? I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please consider leaving a review or reaching out through the contact form linked in the description. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye for now.